Hello there guys, Darren here for Forever Football, your Doncaster Rovers fan channel. This is your DRFC daily reports the day before the preview. We've got the preview coming up tomorrow from West Ham, the FA Cup round 4. The watch long will take place on Saturday at 1:50 PM start. 10 minutes before the team news is revealed. We'll be sharing all of my predictions in the preview, so stay tuned for that tomorrow. But this particular video is a DRFC Daily Reports. We're focusing on the transfer market today because the reports come out on 2 deals that Doncaster Rovers are reported to be negotiating. Now, there's been a few names being tossed around the field over about a 5 to 8 hour period now. Since all this came out, and I think that overall, all the names that are being mentioned, it's like a game of guess who, isn't it? You. Oh no, it's you. So it's going to be a waiting game to see who we are getting. However, I'm going to look at all the details in this report, share with you the facts that we know about, and share with you on social media. Obviously, we like to look at Twitter sometimes to get fans' reactions to news that we report on the same video. But we're actually going to look on Twitter at some names that people have mentioned that fits the criteria, and share some stories around these particular names. So before we get started, guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, cut the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video. And for now, we're going to get straight into this, and we're going to have a look at the story itself first of all. So talking about the story then, talk about the official article before we talk about names involved and names that have been thrown out by people on social media. So the Free Press understands that Doncaster Rovers have opened negotiations over 2 brand new signings. Boss Darren Moore and Head of Talent Identification Adam Henschel has focused their attention on 2 particular targets who will both join on permanent deals, though one is likely to be an initially short-term option. Both are understood to have significant experience in League One and at higher levels, as have other targets who could be pursued if negotiations with the duo are unsuccessful. Moore is looking to use the funds from the sale of Ben Whiteman to bolster his squad, with a midfielder and a forward at the top of his priority list. It appears unlikely at this stage that the deals will be completed before the weekend against West Ham United, and beyond the 2 potential deals, Moore will continue to monitor the situation surrounding Josh Sims at Southampton, with the hope of securing a second loan deal for the winger. Should Sims not return, Rovers are set to pursue a replacement, so a winger, a striker and a centre midfielder. That is 3 new signings in January, and to be honest with you, I'd be completely happy with that business. 100% be happy with that. So let's have a look then on Twitter to some potential names that could stand out at us from this news, from this overall story. Somebody actually did put a list of names with sort of higher level experience in the team, and it was interesting to sort of see the names that I sort of saw in this, and in my personal opinion, I definitely feel like these names are definitely options they could go for, and it's definitely options that could be the options that we expect to see coming into this club. So a guy called Alex on Twitter actually put some names down for free agents with League One experience in midfield position and the striker position. So for the midfield, he's named Luke Hyam, of course, former Ipswich player. Kevin Stewart, formerly of Hull City and Liverpool. Of course, they did mention in the article it is higher levels as well, so it's going to have that League One experience. So experience in League One and higher levels. George Thorne, of course, experience with Derby. Lee Frecklington, Rotherham United, Lincoln City. Michael Doherty, QPR, Wolves. Tom Huddlestone, Derby again, Premier League experience. Carlos Sanchez was an interesting one. Colombian, former Aston Villa player, played with Leyton Orient in the past as well, among other teams. So, a lot of experience in that list. I think out of that list, I would probably choose either Huddlestone for the experience and for the Premier League level of experience, Or I'd probably realistically go with Kevin Stewart. I think he's probably the most realistic guy. Obviously, people are still saying Daniel Batty, even though there's been no confirmed links between Donny Rovers and Daniel Batty. He is out of contract in the summer, so if we do need a second midfielder, I think that Batty would be a good one to pick up on a free in the summer. But in terms of January, we're just looking at, League One experience with higher level experience as well in the free agency. It is thought to be permanent deals. It's not confirmed to be free agents. However, it is thought of to be free agents. However, they're not confirmed whether it's free agents or not, so we don't know yet. Now, in terms of strikers, they've listed Ismail Miller, Craig Davis, Chris O'Grady, Dominic Polion, Simeon Jackson. There are a couple of other names out there as well. Armand Genandwilet, that wasn't named down here, but I know that's a name that's been tossed around the fans quite a bit today. And also a name called Jaden Stockley, who's from Preston. Now, he is reported to be undergoing a medical at an unnamed League One club. He's a target of Sunderland and Hull. Many people think, well, he's going to go to either one of those clubs. But what if Jaden Stockley came to Doncaster Rovers on an undisclosed deal? Now, I think that would be a really good deal. I think Preston losing one of their strikers, I think it's just losing players they don't think they're going to get first-team football out of. And I think that Stockley overall will be a wonderful asset to Rovers if he is a veteran striker. And he kind of fits the bill as well. He's got the experience at the higher level of league, higher than League One, as well as, past experience. So, I do think that Jaden Stockley is that kind of player. And I think that the experience of higher levels could bring that to League One. Now, there is obviously another name on here that wasn't mentioned, Leon Clark, that wasn't on the list. He's a higher level experienced guy as well as League One and Championship experience. He's a wonderful man, a wonderful player, a wonderful leader from the front, a good, proper, experienced striker. And it's good that the midfield and striker is the priorities. It's good to hear that we're monitoring Josh Sims as well. Now, according to, I think the name on Twitter is Real Premier League, something Premier League. Apparently Donny Rovers are monitoring, in quotations, monitoring Josh Sims at Southampton. So we are still monitoring him and possibly looking to get him. Obviously, QPR are prepared to battle us out with the signature. I personally believe that QPR will start growing Chris Willock instead. When Brighter Say Samuel leaves the club, I think they'll just grow Chris Willock, and I think they'll bring some of their youth academy players through as backup to Chris Willock. I think we'll get Josh Sims. I've got no doubts we'll get Josh Sims. I'm not going to say it's confirmed or 100%. I'm going to say 70% to 30% in favour of us. I think 70% for us, 30% for QPR. So it's not a complete confirmation we're going to get Josh Sims. However, I do think there's a small chance that QPR could nick it right at the depth. If we do get a second loan deal, and we've heard the reports for weeks now that Southampton want to cash in on this guy. They want to, have someone pay the money now in January. If we get a second loan deal until the end of the season and then get a free deal for him in the summer, our recruitment team, I swear to God, must be one of the best recruitment teams in English football. If we can convince a Premier League side to not cash in January and wait till the summer and get him on a free transfer, I mean, that's just wonderful recruiting. That's wonderful negotiation tactics. So hopefully in the next week we'll get those couple of negotiation deals signed, sealed and delivered. And we'll also have a bit more of an overall update, shall we say, and a bit more of a clearer look into the Sims situation, because they did say we're looking to pursue a replacement if we don't get him back. So I'd love Sims back, but I know that Rovers will be looking at a replacement. And you know what? This kind of reaffirms my point that I've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks. I said this on Twitter and I'll say it again. Moore isn't stubborn in the transfer market. He just finds the right people at the right time. He's waiting. He's biding his time. Like the contract situation as well. He's biding his time. He's not rushing into it like a pack of dolphins at the seafront, waiting for their fishy dinners. We're not rushing into things. We're not stampeding like a herd of bison to go and get the biggest names for the league above as well, for the biggest price, because that's not us. We get the right positions at the right place at the right time with the right specific player that's not only going to be the right player in the role, but also the right player with the squad, because you need good squad chemistry to build an overall team, and the stats do not lie with this team. You can look at stat sites all over social media, all over websites and things like that. You see the stats, they do not lie. We are, as a team collectively, one of the best this season, and it's been one of the best seasons for Rovers since probably we last got promoted under Dean Saunders back in the 2012-2013 season when we ended up winning the title. So it's repeating one of those seasons, and I know people are going to say, well, if we drop into the playoffs and we lose the playoffs, will Darren Moore go to a big club and then we start all over again in this cycle, and then we blame the board for not giving them more players and etc, etc. If we don't get promoted, it gives fans with an agenda to boost their ego. I'm going to say that now. I think if we don't get promoted either automatically or through the playoffs, it's going to give fans with an agenda against the board more of a reason to hate them when they've been doing so much good for this club. So I'm not going to rest on my laurels. I'm going to keep my butts on the edge of my seat, ready for the end of the season, because I know the final stretch, the last month or two of the season, is going to be the biggest stretch of the season so far. If we end up, let's say, 10 points adrift, top of the league, 10 points top of the league, clear, above everyone else with only a few games to go, the ball's in our court. You know, it's like LeBron James against a 69 rated NBA 2K20 player or 2K21 player. You know, the ball's in our court. We have to show we're the all-stars here, not the rookie. And we got to show that the situation is in our hands. We've got to do a lot of work before then, but I've got confidence in this side, especially with, you know, local, homegrown talent on the rise that we need, if we need them, like Greaves, like Ravenhill, like Blythe, like Amos, like Jones. If Balcom's injured, Jones can step in. If John can't play or James plays in the midfield, Amos can step in at left back. Blythe, if any of the centre backs like Wright, John, Anderson, Butler are injured, Blythe steps in. Same with the midfield. Greaves and Ravenhill steps in when they are ready and fit and able to play. If we bring in these couple of veteran signings, and I've said this all along, experience will bring a lot more promotion hype to this team. And I think that we've got a lot of youth for the future, permanent and loan. We'll turn some of those loans into permanent. We'll make it official. And with the youth talent we've got with us, Cameron John, Jason Lakilo, both permanent young players for the future. If we bring in those couple of veteran players, whether that's Jaden Stockley and Tom Huddlestone, or Kevin Stewart and Leon Clark, or Kevin Stewart and Janan Dweilert, or Stockley if he's coming to the club from Preston, along with Tom Huddlestone. You know, there's other names on there as well, like Doherty, you know, Hiam. You know, there's loads of other names there, but if we pick up those two veteran players and get Sims back, or a replacement that's just as good as Sims, but underrated for now, I'm saying it now, we will finish minimum top 4. 100% top 4, pushing for top 2. And I think we could even go for the title, because we'll have the bodies to be able to deal with the fixture scheduling, because we've got no more Papa John's trophy matches, we've got no more EFL Cup, so obviously first round elimination. We're still in the FA Cup for now. We've still got our hands on the league title situation for now. All we're going to deal with is competing for the league title and competing for the FA Cup. Now, everyone's going to say Donny will not win the FA Cup, but you never know. Leicester won the Premier League. Bournemouth got into the Premier League. Wigan won the FA Cup. Hull got close against Arsenal. You know, you've got to look at these situations in these fairy tale stories, and you've got to think to yourselves, maybe there's an opportunity here they could do it. Yes, we haven't got the most easiest of run-ins. We've got West Ham on Saturday, and then if we beat them, we go to Old Trafford or Anfield. So it's not the best run, the easiest run, to get to the title, to the FA Cup trophy. But I think we've got the bodies, we've got the manager, we've got the backing, we've got the fan base on their best day, we've got the fan base. We've also got the community spirit to beat these big Premier League teams earning millions and millions of pounds that are doing well themselves. Man United, top of the league, Liverpool still in the title race. West Ham doing better than I've ever seen them, despite the uncertainty around, whether the board should go or not at the start of the season. I was questionable of West Ham's board, I'm not going to lie. David Gold, David Sullivan, Karen Brady. I was thinking, they should go. They should really, really go because Moyes has been let down here. But I tell you what, Moyes has done the best out of a bad situation, and they're in that position because of David Moyes. Man United, if we get through them, look at the other two opponents in the FA Cup. Man United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, doing fantastically with the players he's got at his disposal. Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Dean Henderson, David De Gea, Harry Maguire, even Captain Harry Maguire, McTominay on his best day, Fred, Lindelof when he's back fit and 100%. Luke Shaw's been one of the players of the season for Man United because he's been so impressive and he's had the competition of Alex Telles to contend with to keep his place. Aaron Wan-Bissaka on his best day is brilliant. Mason Greenwood, Edison Cavani, Anthony Martial. And then you look at Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp, the Premier League champions, competing for an FA Cup as well as trying to hang on to their league title. They've got some players in their ranks. Gini Wijnaldum, Jordan Henderson, Van Dijk when he's fit, Matip when he's back 100%, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Alisson, Salah, Firmino. Loads of these talents. If we can get through all of that, get to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup and come up against a Arsenal or a Chelsea, if they keep Lampard, that'll be an even bigger and more easier tie to deal with because they'll still have Lampard if there's still the confidence is still on the floor. Or Man City. If we get into the quarterfinals, I'd like to see us get maybe a lower league team if they're still in there, like a championship team or something. But I wouldn't mind a tie against Arsenal or Chelsea if Chelsea's confidence is still on the floor and Arteta plays. If Arteta doesn't play Partey or Smith Rowe or Saka or Martinelli and plays the likes of Holding, Mustafi if he's still there, Nketiah, Lacazette, I could see us beating Arsenal. And that's not to say they're bad players. It's just because those specific players, like your Holdings, like your Mustafis, like your Lacazettes, like your Nketiahs, their confidence is shot to pieces over the last few games. Other players like Martinelli, Smith Rowe, Aubameyang's got back on form, Tierney, Leno, all these players are on form pretty much most of the time or nearly all the time. So if you take the good ones out and you put the bad ones in and take it easy, we could thrash Arsenal. If Chelsea's confidence is still on the floor and they still haven't sacked Frank Lampard, we could come up against them. Then we're in the semi-finals. If we come up against a championship team in the semi-finals and overcome them, fantastic. If we don't, if we have to come against Man City and face a championship or Premier League team in the final, fair play. If we get through them, it's history. If we get through round 5 as well as round 4, it's history already because the furthest we've gone in the FA Cup is round 5. So if we beat West Ham and then beat Man United or Liverpool, we've gone the furthest in our club's history in the FA Cup. And that is a record in itself. And I think if we get minimum top 4 in the league and we get to at least round 5 or 6 in the FA Cup, I call that a dream season. If we get automatic promotion or promotion through the playoff final and we get into before or around the quarter-final stage of the FA Cup, I'd say that's one of our most successful seasons in recent times. Especially with all the rubbish we've had to deal with getting relegated, getting promoted again, dealing with Darren Ferguson, dealing with Grant McCann's exit, the snake, and Darren Moore coming in. We were lucky with Darren Moore because he's a gem, he's a former player as well, so he'd love to come into this club. So, we're building something under Darren Moore. We're building a project that could get us Premier League football in the future. We just have to stick with it, keep earning money ourselves because the league aren't going to do anything, the government aren't going to do anything. Keep earning money ourselves, keep bringing in these transfers, like your veteran players, like your youth players. Keep progressing in the FA Cup, keep progressing during the leagues. Let's get to where we were back in the O'Driscoll days of the Championship when the highest finish was, I think, 10th in the Championship. It was either 10th or 9th or 8th, something like that, which is our highest finish in modern day football in the Championship. So let's build this squad, keep building it, let's keep pushing up the leagues, let's keep getting above our previous history, and let's get Premier League football because we could grow as a club. We've got a serious chance here to build something under this manager. A real serious long-term project. We've been through the first year. Points per game took us out the playoffs. Fair enough. I think if points per game wasn't used and we did keep playing that season last season, then in my opinion, we would have been in at least the playoff places. Moore was building something. So we continue that. We continue into this season, and we are literally going above and beyond everybody's expectations right now. So I see confidence in this team achieving Premier League football in the next 5, 10, 15 years. Maximum. Between 5 and 15 years, I could see us in the Premier League. Fact. And that's because I trust in the manager, the board, the players, the staff, the recruitment, the transfer agents. I trust in the negotiation tactics. And I also trust in the fan base to keep this community club positive. So, let's move on. That's it for today's DRFC Daily Reports. Let's move into West Ham on Saturday and let's just go for it. David Moyes, let's be having ya. In the words of Delia Smith, where are you? Come on! Thank you very much, guys, for watching this DRFC Daily Reports. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. See you guys tomorrow for the preview. And for now, guys, my name is Darren Chandler from Forever Football, and that, my friends, is full time. Rovers till I die. Rovers till I die!